How you start your day makes all the difference in how the rest of your day goes. So, today we're going to talk success rituals and how that can totally change your day and your path of success for the entire day. So, I'm Laura West, CEO of the Center for Joyful Business. I am a creative mindset and business success coach, author, speaker, and your host for today. So, for over 20 years, I have been working with conscious, creative, sensitive, and ambitious entrepreneurs, really change makers, who want to make a difference in the way that they run their business, and they want to do it in a way that's really different. There's a lot about differences, right? They want to make a difference and they want to run their business in a different way, not with soul crushing strategies and this pressure to hustle, but in a way that feels soul nourishing and that your business can be a beacon of doing good in the world. So I hope you find that this show is an oasis of sanity in this crazy business and marketing world. On Joyful Business TV, each week we will talk about conscious and creative marketing and business strategies, ideas to grow your business, the how-tos. We'll talk about passion and purpose, and we'll talk about how do you make money doing work that you love. And I'm going to share lots of tools, lots of resources, and lots of rituals to help you find your voice and your creative power so that you can really align your energy, step into your leadership, claim your message and your movement in a way that feels really, really good. All right, so I'm so glad that you're here today. If you are here live, the way that this works is that we're going to be, I'll be talking for about 30 minutes on our topic of success rituals, and then I'll open it up for the next 30 minutes, and we can just turn off the recording. We can just have a great conversation about your business and what you're up to in the world, and I'll answer any questions that I can or help you out. So today, we're going to talk success rituals. I'm going to share some of my favorite, but before I do, I want to answer the question, like, what are success rituals? I mean, what are they really? So to me, I look at a success ritual as something that really helps you align your energy, your thoughts, and your actions with your intentions, right? Your energy, your thoughts, your actions with your intentions, and your intentions come from your vision, right? So for example, I lead a lot of retreats, and I have over the years all sorts of different retreats in different places in the US. But I have a vision that I want to lead cool, beautiful retreats, or retreats in cool, beautiful places that really are hugely transformational, but also they are in other places, outside the US. So that's my vision. My intention is specifically that I want to lead a retreat in Costa Rica. So part of my success rituals over the last couple of years are to feed the energy, the alignment, and my actions around leading a retreat in Costa Rica. So I write out intention cards. These are pretty index cards that I have that I actually sell on my website that where I put an intention on each card, and then every day I read that intention. So one of my intentions is I am a woman who leads retreats in Costa Rica. And so I read that intention and just feel into it. And I let myself feel what it feels like to be a woman who leads retreats in Costa Rica. Like how good that feels, how it's, exciting it feels to be living a life that is that creative and adventurous. I also do journaling, scripting. I'll talk about that more in a few minutes. So that I'm visioning what it's like, really putting myself there. And then I take actions. So I talk to people who've been to Costa Rica, find out where they've gone. I look at different retreat locations in Costa Rica. So I've done some research. And now, this Friday, I'm actually going to go check out a retreat location in Costa Rica. See how that aligns your energy, your actions, and your intentions? I mean, I'm just like one step away from leading a retreat in Costa Rica, right? All right, so I love to have morning rituals too. So we're going to shift just a little bit. Actually, I'm going to take a sip of my tea here. So to me, morning rituals, no matter what, if you're a morning person or a nighttime person, you can find morning rituals that fit your personality, your natural rhythms, and your time frames, right? My time is really different right now than it was, say, 10 years ago when I had two kids that I had to get out the door and get to school and get ready for the day and get and all that kind of stuff. So you change your rituals all the time to fit what works for your natural rhythm and your time. So, morning rituals are a really big thing. I actually wrote an article for National Magazine on joy rituals. And I asked people, what was your favorite ritual? Like, what did you do during the day that would help you connect to maybe your passion or what was important about the day, your priorities, your values? And this was the first article I ever published. It was in Motto Magazine, which was all about passion, purpose, and profits. It was a great magazine. So I did this article on joy rituals. And what I did is I interviewed 45 people in all different professions. And I asked them, what do you do to start your day off powerfully? And by far, the number one morning ritual was their cup of coffee, their cup of coffee. And they might watch a sunrise or read something inspirational, but it was with that cup of coffee. And it was kind of like that cup of coffee became a structure for being able to settle in for the day, get grounded, when they're taking those first sips, be thinking about the day, thinking about priorities. And really what they were doing is aligning their energy, their intentions, their priorities, and thinking about the actions they were going to take. Now, some of the other rituals were taking a walk, sitting on a porch, overlooking a scenic view for a few minutes, maybe watching the sunrise. Those were really common too. And reading something inspirational and journaling. All right. So lots of different ways that you can do your morning rituals. So one of my favorite rituals, and I'll do this in the morning, but sometimes I just stop in the middle of the day and do this as well. So I really do it whenever my energy is really lined up with writing. And it's called scripting. Scripting is one of my favorite things to do. And what it is you pick something that is coming up in the future. Maybe it's a retreat that you're leading in Costa Rica, right? And you pick that moment at the end of the retreat where you're really savoring and appreciating your success, right? Or maybe you pick December 31st at the end of this year and savor and appreciate what's going on at the end of the year. And I use it for any kind of program. Sometimes I just use it for the day. If I've got a really busy day and I've got to, a lot of things I need to be putting out, kind of putting my energy out, I'll script the day and imagine the end of the day and just write how everything flowed. And so what I'll do is that you write as though it's already the end and as though everything just unfolded beautifully. So, it might be that you're opening the box of your books, right? And that moment when you're, opening up that box and you actually script and say, I'm opening up the box, I'm so excited. What it's like when you pull that first book out and you look at the cover and you hold it in your hands and you see all the different books that have your name on it and you really savor it and get it. What you're doing is really getting it into your cells, right? So that it's not a far off, distant dream, but it's actually something that feels like you're, visualizing it as though it's already happened. So it becomes a part of you. And so you write that script. Sometimes I start it like, I am so loving, my retreat in Costa Rica and the women who are here and what has unfolded and what is happening. And you just start writing about, how it's happening. So there's no wrong way to do this. Anything is possible. Sometimes it's fun to write multiple scripts for the same thing because every time I write the script, it's like some different nuance comes in. And I write about celebrating the moment, but also I write about what happened to get me here. So what kinds of things, what kind of synchronicities, what kind of support, who was the woman that I had to be to lead retreats in Costa Rica? Who is the woman you have to be to write that book, right? And you want to write that in as though it's already happened. All right, so that's scripting. If you like the idea of scripting, you might want to make sure that you're on my newsletter list over at joyfulbusiness.com because I do lead some classes on scripting. And we did several of them around the end of the year. And sometimes we just do it based on your projects that you have coming up for the year. So make sure you go over there and you're on at joyfulbusiness.com. All right, some other rituals. I know a lot of people pick a word or a theme for the year. I love to pick a theme for the year. That's another type of ritual, right? That's a ritual that you're already doing. What you want to do with that to make it more of a success ritual, like there's the act of doing it at the beginning of the year, but you want to keep it alive all year long. And so, I love to put post-its everywhere, use my sticky notes. I was just looking for sticky notes. I always have some somewhere. And have that word or that theme around me so that I can see it. And I will journal about it in the morning, like how, maybe your theme is be bold. And so then you want to journal about how is being bold showing up? How is being bold not showing up? What do you need to do to be a woman who is being bold? That kind of thing. And so then you can bring it with your coach and get coaching on how do you be more bold in a way that feels really authentic, right? You can look for examples of here's a person who is being bold, right? All right. So that's one of my favorite ones. What else do I want to share with you? I mean, one of my all-time favorite morning rituals is to write morning pages. And that was first introduced, if you haven't heard of those, they're globally hugely popular. I think I've been writing them for about 30 years. They were first introduced by Julia Cameron. She's the author of a famous book on creativity called The Artist's Way. And she just gives you a simple process for how to free write. And it's basically getting stuff out of your head, out of your body. That's how I think of it. It's very, very freeing. You don't write with a purpose other than to get stuff out, and it's like get the clutter. I always call it brain clutter. Get the brain clutter out. And this helps you so that you then have more freed up energy and energy so that you can actually align with your actions and do the things that you want to do for the day. To me, it really helps unblock that energetic flow. All right. Another morning ritual is journaling, doing some journaling with the universe. I like to call it co-creating with the universe and asking the universe for guidance. I ask a series of questions. I actually have a free gift that's coming out on my new website that is a journal, Co-Creating with the Universe. And you go through a process each day and you ask the universe for guidance. You say, here's what's coming up for me today. Universe, what do you got for me? Universe, what do I need to know today to move forward on my project? And then you go through a series of questions and start asking the universe for help. And it's amazing how when you just kind of shift it around from regular journaling, where you're kind of pulling it all, this actually gets you to a place where you're connecting to your higher self. And there's just insights that will come in and ideas that you wouldn't normally think about. I always get some sort of idea or get on some sort of flow that I wouldn't have normally happened. It wouldn't have normally happened if I wouldn't have actually done that particular ritual, if I wouldn't have been journaling and asking the universe. As you're thinking about your morning rituals, and some of you I know probably do this, and I'm preaching to the choir on this, but taking the time to do the little things, like light a candle. And I love to, when I'm getting ready in the morning, I have a candle that's there in a jar and I just light it in the morning. And there's something about it that just makes it feel sacred. Whenever we have light can really add a lot. I have twinkle lights, fairy lights. To me, it adds a little bit of magic and it reminds me that there's magic all around us if we just kind of open up to that. So, lighting a candle or switching one on, as we do a lot these days, battery powered. Again, your favorite cup of coffee or tea, and just taking a moment to pause with that. Maybe you do meditation, reading something inspirational. I know a lot of people who start out the morning reading the Bible, or I love to read Course of Miracles and just read a segment from there. There's another book that I read. I can't think of the name of it, but it's a Course of Miracles workbook, and it's more fun than reading Course of Miracles. And lots of times I'll just read a segment out of that, and it gets me to think differently, right? And I think that's part of what, how success rituals can be so helpful, is it gets you to think differently, right? Instead of just plowing into your day, and it's like, okay, I got to do this. I got to make breakfast, get the kids here. I've got to, start working on my newsletter, whatever it is, or get right into coaching. It's like it has you pause and has you be more intentional so that you then can be open to the insights, open to the ideas, the inspiration, the creativity. I love to read John O'Donohue. It's one of my favorite, I guess you would call him poem authors of poems, and he has several different books. He has a blessings book. He has a book called Divine Beauty that is just, to say it's beautiful, it's just, I mean, his words are amazing. Or somebody like David White, just to read a little bit. You can just open it randomly and just see what comes, and it's usually always the perfect message. So I love to do that. So I have a little corner in my bedroom. It's my journaling, my little journaling space, and it's a little sacred space. I actually have the rocker from when my kids were little, and a nice comfy pillow. And then I have a nice light. I have my journals there, pens are there. I have card decks that are there. We'll talk about that next. I have a book, book or two that I can just pull from and I can just open up. I have markers. Sometimes I like to write more colorfully, and that feels really good if I get on a roll. And so just, whether you have space for that or not, even just having a little basket that's like your journaling basket so that you can have that nearby. So you've got everything right there so that it's just easy to drop in, write a few pages, connect, see what kind of inspiration's there for you. So I mentioned picking a card. That's another ritual that I just love. And again, we're talking about success rituals. Anything that's going to help you align your energy, really align your attitude, your beliefs, and your actions. So I like to pick a card. I have probably 20 different, 20 is probably understatement. I have a lot of card decks. My clients love to make card decks. So I have a lot of clients who have card decks, and so lots of times I use theirs, and then I have all different ones from other people as well. And I have my own card deck here. These are Joy Shift cards, and I'm going to pick one for today. We're just going to pick the top one just to give you a little inspiration. So this card deck is called Choose Joy. Very appropriate, right? And the message for this card about choosing joy, just imagine this is your perfect message for the day, right? Joy loosens up the flow. Following your joyful energy will tap creative juices, increase your confidence, and help you connect with others. Laugh, play, have fun. What joy can you choose in this moment? So this is just a great card. I just love these cards. Choosing joy. So reading something like that, and then it reminds you to do something that will help you choose joy. What's going to have you choose joy? Maybe instead of getting your regular tea, maybe joy is getting, like one of my favorite teas is called Positive Energy. I think it's a yogi tea. Just doing something that's a little bit different. Having fresh flowers, like that brings me such joy. So I try to bring in fresh flowers whenever I can, every couple of weeks. And then I put them, I have a vase so that when I come into the house, it's right on the counter. But then I take a few from the flower, from the vase, from the bouquet, and then I have little small vases that I have like in my bedroom and my bathroom and different places where I sit so that I can have just a few flowers there. And it's kind of like, all right, what does that have to do with business, right? It has everything to do with business, right? Studies have shown that when you are aligned with your joy, when you feel joyful at work, so if flowers bring you joy, music brings you joy, journaling, picking a card brings you joy, dancing, moving, you want to do those things because when you are in that higher vibration, that higher expansive energy, that's when even more joy comes, right? Even more synchronicities come, more ideas start flowing. Unexpected support comes in ways that you couldn't have even envisioned in that journal of yours, right? And so joy is known it opens up your creativity, opens up your innovation, it boosts your confidence. So to me, when we align in the morning with joy and have a way to be able to get out the stuff that's not aligned with joy, like in our journal, then it's like we're really like plugging into the universal abundance current, what I call the UAC. And the universal abundance current is that there is abundance all around, an abundance of ideas, support, possibilities. And so to me, these morning rituals help you plug right into the UAC. I think of the UAC as if you ever saw that movie Finding Nemo, and he's looking for his, the fish is looking for his son, and there's just, he knows his son got captured, by fishermen, and he's in Sydney, and they're trying to find a way. Like, there's just no way he's going to be able to get to Sydney in time. It's going to take forever to go those however many kilometers to get there. And he runs into the turtles, the sea turtles. Remember those? They're so fun. And the East Australian current, which is where I got the name for the universal abundance current. And they're like, come on, dude, and they get on that current and they're just like, woohoo, they're in their joy, right? And they're just gliding along, drops them right off in Sydney in no time, right? It was a synchronicity. It was kind of a miracle. That's what joy does, right? That's what joy does. So more of that. You can tell I'm a big fan of that. Obviously, I'm a fan of that because that's what I named my business, right? Joyful Business. And that is why I named it Joyful Business, is because when you are in that flow, when you dare to, and it is kind of daring, because a lot of people want to say we just got to drudge through life, and they might not even realize it. But it's like when you dare to choose joy, dare to say, I'm going to Costa Rica, dare to say, I'm going to live my life full of creative adventures, dare to say, I'm going to have a business that I'm passionate about, that all brings you joy. That just gives you more energy, more confidence, and it really helps you open up that creativity. All right. So let's talk a moment about evening rituals. All right. Some people are I'm more of a morning person, as you can tell, because I can't get enough rituals in the morning. I don't do them all every day. Like sometimes it's just one, sometimes there's multiple ones. If you're more of an evening person, you might want to do some of those rituals in the evening, whatever works for you. One nice ritual, though, is to end the day with a gratitude list. And whether you write it down in your journal or whether that's just the last thing you do before you go to bed, like how powerful is that to lay in bed at night and just say, what's one thing that I'm grateful for today? And to end the day, feeling grateful for your husband, or grateful for, yesterday I was just really grateful for my support team who is supporting me and being able to go to Costa Rica to unplug, and I can unplug and they've got it handled. And just filling yourself up for a moment, feel the appreciation, that gratitude, that love that you have. And what a great way to go to sleep, right? And put all those good vibes, all those good juicy vibes, and that's how you go to sleep. That's a really good thing. Instead of, sometimes it's really easy to get into bed, and if you're not tired yet, your mind starts clicking away, and then it starts looking for, I haven't done this, haven't done that, or here's what went bad. This is where you consciously choose to say, I'm going to end each day with a good thought. I'm going to end each day with gratitude or appreciation for someone or something in my life. All right. So one of my other favorite success rituals, you can tell this is a good theme for me. I am a really big believer in doing, I call them rituals, you can call them habits, but things to help you shift your energy. Because to me, that is one of the most precious things that we have. And it's just so easy in this world to get down, to feel overwhelmed, to feel like, what can I do to help make the world better? There's nothing I can do, and you can just go down that path so easily, right? Because there's support in everything you read everywhere. So you have to consciously, intentionally, choose to say, no, I'm going to feed myself. I'm going to nourish my mind, my body, my spirit in a different way so that I show up differently. So then you can be your most powerful self. All right, so back to one of my other favorite success rituals. It's called an energy jam. And it's kind of like I don't know if it's a high energy, but it's a high vibe rant of soul nourishing affirmations. Not the affirmations like the ones that you don't believe, that you say, I am rich, or I am beautiful, and in ways that, you say it, but then you got all your saboteurs are going to come up. Like it triggers your saboteurs because they're like, excuse me, they're like, no, you're not rich. Look at your bank account, So it's not about that. It's about soul nourishing, believable affirmations. And so I have a whole product on my website where I teach you how to write energy jams, and they're really super simple. It's really fun. It's a very easy thing to do, very affordable too. But, it's like the difference between saying, I am strong, and there's a part of you that's like, nah, and it just starts gabbing away, right? Instead, you can say things like, I am a woman who's getting stronger every day. Or, I was strong this morning when I talked to my mother and told her blah, blah, blah. Instead of saying I'm a millionaire, you can say I am on my way to being a millionaire. You know, so you can see the difference, right? And you can feel the difference in your body, right? I can totally get on board with I am on my way to being a millionaire, right? It's like, yeah, baby. All right, what am I going to do today, right? Instead of I am a millionaire and I'm like, well, I'm not. And then my energy goes down. So this is all about soul nourishing affirmations. And then what you do is you pick a theme, a passion project, or your business, or something like that, or your life, and you create a series of these affirmations. And I give you templates to fill in, with things that my little tips and tricks, like how to shift them into soul nourishing, believable affirmations. And then take that energy jam and say maybe you create one for your new book, right, that you want to write. And so you create these, 10 to 15 different energy, your whole energy jam, your different affirmations about writing a book. And then you can post them on your mirror, and you can read them each morning when you're getting ready in the morning. I have mine recorded, and so I have it both written so that I can look at it in my journal, either before I go to bed, which is another good evening ritual, or when I wake up in the morning. And then I have it recorded, so sometimes I'll listen to it while I'm getting ready in the morning, and it takes a little while to get used to your voice, your own voice. But once I got over that, it was like, oh yeah, I kind of forgot about this. And so it really helps you get into that groove. There's so many other success rituals. We have time for maybe one more. And one of the success rituals that's just super practical is carving out time to actually be in your business and working on your business, I should say. And that is, that's where you, instead of just, again, sliding into your business, like sliding into home base or whatever. And it's like where you actually take time to organize and reflect and think about your day, think about your vision, think about your intentions, and really line that energy up. And so it can be a power hour, kind of thing. You can use that time to get key things done that are going to move your business forward. I do this a lot with encouraging my clients to reach out to 3 people a day. And I'm going to do a whole show on what I call fun and fabulous follow-up, where you create a success ritual in the morning and you reach out and follow up with 3 people a day. So we'll talk more about that on a future episode. All right. So as we wrap up here, I want to thank you for watching and for being here today or listening. And a couple of resources for you. One is make sure you go to my website. I've got some really juicy things over there that can help you with your success rituals. I think right now, the time I'm broadcasting this, I know we're going to be changing it in the future, but I actually have an ebook that is 90 different success rituals from me and my clients. And so you can download that for free. You can get on my newsletter list. You'll hear more about, my scripting workshops, all sorts of things that are coming up that'll help you support you in growing your business in this different kind of approach. And if you are on Facebook, please come over to my Facebook community. It's Joyful Business Community. You can just search for it on Facebook groups. And we've got hundreds of joyful business entrepreneurs over there. So it's a really positive, supportive group. All right, I thank you so much for coming today and for listening. And I look forward to sharing more with you on a future episode. All right, thanks so much. Thank you for watching this episode of Joyful Business TV. I want to invite you to get more creative strategies and support for growing your business. You can start right now by activating your abundance mindset with a really powerful creative visualization that will help you get into the universal abundance current, one of my favorite things to do. And you'll also get a companion 7-day journal that will help you create a daily habit of co-creating with the universe. These are 2 powerful resources that you can get started right now to help grow your business and activate that abundant mindset. You just go over to activateabundancegift.com.